Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Hogan. Welcome back to my Zero Carb Life. One of my absolute most favorite joys in life is hearing from real people who can share for no good reason except that they would like other people to feel better. The three folks here, to my knowledge, have nothing to sell to you, to promote to you. They have just, I don't honestly know why they're here yet, but we're going to find out. But I think they just have a desire to pass on what has helped them in hopes that it helps somebody else too. And those stories are really important to me because, yes, I would love for everybody to feel as good as we are feeling. And also, it does my soul good to know that this message is making a difference to people. And so I think I'd like to start with Angela today. What brings you here today and what brought you to carnivore?
Well, I tried keto a number of times. I did it for a couple of years straight and I was feeling good, but I still had a lot of issues. I'm a type 2 diabetic and I have two different autoimmune disorders that I have going on, as well as I have some kidney issues that I've had a lot of surgeries, like over 20 surgeries on
Oh
in
my
my life. Uh, and so I have always felt overweight, obviously, and I have felt like not healthy, like in
yeah.
pain. And there was a lot of doctors who told me, that's just gonna be how it is, And I came to carnivore, like I said, I was doing keto on and off, and I wasn't really able to stick with it. And I tried different things, but I came to carnivore about 85 days ago, 84 days ago, or something like
Okay.
that. I started in your May group and I said, I'm just going to keep my commitments to myself for 1 month. I can do it for 1 month. I can do anything for 1 month. I started strict carnivore. Um, I had always had cravings on keto because I found that I am definitely I have to be an abstainer, not a moderator. My husband is very much a moderator. I have to just abstain because, um, in the last 84 days, I have gotten rid of those cravings, which is
Oh,
awesome. I have gotten rid of the joint pain from my rheumatoid arthritis.
really?
I
Like seriously, you are not, there is a marked difference in your pain level. In 80,
100%.
really?
Yeah, like I would get pain in my shoulders and my elbows.
Yes.
That would be so bad that I couldn't use my arm to even drive or things like that.
Oh,
Um, and it would come and go, but it would be really bad. And also in my knees and my hips, um, just a lot of pain. And so it was just something that I dealt with. I was on insulin 4 times a day. I have gotten off insulin completely now,
85
100% off.
days? 85 days. You went from four,
I,
was
yep,
this 4 shots per day?
4 shots per day. Yes, one shot of long-acting insulin and 3 shots of, quick release insulin
Wow.
after my meals. So, yep, I've gotten off of it completely. I also was on a blood sugar medication called Actos, which I am completely off of now as well. My doctor is very happy. My A1C went from 11.2 to 7.4 in the first 30 days, and I'm actually going back next week to get more blood work done.
Wow.
Um, my doctor was like, I am fine with you stopping all the insulin. I'm fine with you weaning yourself off the medication because, um, you know, this is working, obviously. I've
Yes.
also, as of this morning, I weighed myself again. I have lost 21.4 pounds in 84 days, not even 3 months,
Amazing. That
less
is
than 3 months.
awesome.
So, yeah, life changing. And the difference this time really, I feel like, has been the community, because there's been other groups that I've tried that I don't know why, but it wasn't as comfortable. I'm sure you guys know I post every single day
You
and
do,
I'm
and
not
I
afraid to
love it.
ask questions. So
Yes.
it's really helped me to keep my commitments to myself. Um, and on top of that, my husband is basically doing beef, butter, and eggs. He doesn't eat bacon, but he's
Okay.
he's doing that as well, and he's lost a pant size and probably almost as much weight as I have. And then my kids they're eating low carb, but they're eating whole foods, so they're eating fruit, but they're also mostly meat. based. So it's been amazing,
Girl, you
really
rock,
amazing.
mama. You rock. Your whole family
Oh,
is getting healthier.
yes. I don't feel hungry all the time either.
Yes.
I was always thinking about when my next meal was going to be, what it was going to be, what I could eat. I was always thinking like, oh, I'm excited to eat that. I'm excited. Well,
Yeah.
now I'm excited to eat when I'm hungry, but
Yep.
I don't think about it. And there's such a freedom in that I don't even think about food until I'm actually hungry now. Then
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I am kind of hungry. But it's just life changing.
Angela, I am so happy for you. I think sometimes people think I don't want to start because, they say it took years to get there. It'll take years to get out of it. There is some truth to that when it comes to, getting
Mhm.
everything fixed, especially when it comes to weight. If it took some time to put it on, it's going to
Mhm.
take some time to take it off. But I think a lot of people could probably commit to 85 days. I mean,
Mm.
that's a video that came out yesterday. The lady had committed to wearing the same dress for 100 days. It was like this store challenge. And that's what made her realize 100 days is nothing. We could do hard
Mhm.
things for 85 days. I'm just thrilled for you. I can't wait to hear your new numbers. Do you check glucose at home?
Yeah, I have a continuous glucose monitor. I think that it's gonna be somewhere between 6 and 7,
Yeah.
but my doctor wants it under 7.
Yeah.
I personally want it under. I want it to be like 5,
Oh,
five and a
yeah.
half at
That's
because
awesome.
then it will be kind of reversed type 2 diabetic, instead of just controlled. So
But
that's
the
what my
fact
goal is.
that you're keeping it down and you're keeping track, I love that you have a CGM, that you're able to see the numbers, you're off of meds, and it's not like it's going up, it's still coming down. You're a rock
Mhm.
star. Angela, thank you for passing this on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, next up, there's a lady here named Chris, and I am super excited to hear from her. I know what it's like to talk to Chris because every time she raises her hand to talk in the group, I get very happy because I love you. And I don't remember exactly when you started the group, but I know you've been around for a while and I've grown to love you more and more. So welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Kelly. Actually, this month is my 1 year anniversary in your groups. So
Well, it's
yes,
been a blessed year for me. So thank you.
me too. Me too. If I hadn't found you, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Oh,
I've been obese all my life. Even took a drastic measure many years ago and paid for out of my own pocket gastric bypass surgery.
oh,
Lost 110 pounds fairly quickly, but over not too much time, put 100 back on.
oh,
And
Chris.
then when I got to that 10, the last 10, I'm like, okay, no, no. But it's still, I kept trying different things, tried every diet known to man.
Yeah.
In 2018, I was diagnosed type 2 diabetic. And when I met with the nutrition counselor, they had me eating carbs out of this world. And I thought at that time, I'm like, that doesn't sound right. So I started venturing into low carb, then keto, but it still wasn't enough being type 2 diabetic to make me stop sugar. And so doing a lot of research and things, fast forward to in March of 2025 at 64 years old.
Huh?
I was in a different group. I learned a lot of the medical reasons, but
Yes.
it wasn't like Angela, it wasn't quite the group for me. And then I started your group in June, loved it. But I still wasn't, I couldn't, I could go a few weeks
Yeah.
and then just kind of fall off. And one of the things you said in one of your groups was you had to get the sweet taste out of your mouth.
Mm.
And so in August of last year is when I stopped the sugars. And because even with keto, you can have keto desserts and all that stuff. And I couldn't sustain that. So August, I dropped the sweeteners. And then I know your drink of choice was Diet Dr. Pepper, mine
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Was drinking more of that than water. To have my last Diet Dr. Pepper September the 8th of last year. Doing this, I have lost pounds, inches. The most exciting thing for a type 2 diabetic is my A1C is now a 5. And also my fasting insulin in November was 11.7.
Yes.
And 3 weeks ago, it was 4.6.
Oh, baby. That is awesome.
I have no cravings for any processed carbs, really carbs at all, and no cravings for sugar. We have events at work once a month, and there is a spread that you wouldn't believe. And in the beginning, it was a little difficult, but once I got the sugar taste out of my mouth, it became a lot easier. Now I walk past that stuff, and I know if I eat it now, I will be nauseous, I will sweat, shake, my blood sugar raises and falls drastically. It's just not worth it. I feel so much better than I have. And so all I said is, I don't know how much time I have left on the earth, but I want these last years to be the best.
Oh,
So I know this is it for me. This is what I found to finally get rid of cravings. And I know it's something I can do the rest of my life. So, and I thank
Chris.
you for that. I found you on YouTube, girl, and I am so glad I did.
I'm so glad you did too, because now I get to know you. Oh, I love that. So being able to walk past, I feel like that is a superpower. That I never ever had. Anybody, okay, from the outside, non-carnivores think I have willpower because that's what it looks like. And they'll say, gosh, you have a lot of willpower. And that's hilarious because I have none. I mean, I really don't. I was never able to walk past anything. I would get one and then find I didn't want people to know how many I was getting. My superpower was how many can I get being super nonchalant? That's what it used to
Yes.
be. And now
Yes.
it's not that I'm having to try. I don't have willpower. I just don't crave it any more than people would say, oh, you don't smoke, you have great willpower. I'm like, I've never had a cigarette, so it's pretty easy. Same, right? I love
Right.
it.
I think I could have written a book on the best ways to sneak food. So yes,
Yes.
I don't even care about that stuff. If I'm sneaking anything now, it might be a piece of cheese at work or something like that, or a piece of
Yes.
steak. But yeah, no, it's great.
Fantastic. And I'm thrilled that you can now see that that weight loss is coming, that it's working. And unlike the other times before, even gastric bypass, that breaks my heart. I have a very close family member who has already had 2 weight loss surgeries, put it almost all back on both times, but she just messaged me yesterday to say, I'm very excited because I just watched this morning's video. It was Saturday's video, and she said, I really think I'm going to give this a try. So,
Oh,
yeah, and so maybe maybe she'll watch yours as well. I know you would be thrilled to hear that.
yes, that's what. Yes, she should definitely give it a try. And once you get the sugar away from your brain, the world changes for the
Absolutely.
good. So I used to be all about the scale. Through this carnivore journey has helped me realize it's not all about the scale. From my highest weight ever, right before I had my gastric bypass surgery, to where I am today, I'm down 144 pounds. So
Chris,
that is wonderful.
if you start back to where you had regained all but the 10, we're still talking 135 pounds. Is that
Oh, yes, 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 yes.
Chris? My
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh, and I learned through your group and Nanette's one post that it's still okay to weigh myself every day with the scale that charts the stuff
Yes.
because it's data.
Yep.
Kelly says it's data, and that's true. And if so an example for the month of May this year, I lost 0.2. 0.2, guys, not even a whole stinking pound. I was a little disappointed, but when I looked at the graph on the app,
Yes.
it's still down. But I knew something happened in May because my clothes got noticeably bigger and I had to get some new clothes, new tops because they were falling off. So it's not
Awesome.
all about the number on the scale.
Chris, I so often hear people say the scale isn't moving, but it's so weird because I had to buy smaller pants, had to buy a smaller shirt. And I say that is honestly, it is the best because it likely means you are keeping some muscle, maybe even building a little muscle. And as you lose body fat, a pound of body fat is going to take up a whole lot more space. And so it's going to require pants, new, smaller pants. Chris, you bring a little extra sunshine to every room you're in. So thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for being here. All right. I'm having the most delightful time with these stories, and now I get to hear one more. Hello to you, Heidi. Thanks for coming.
Hi, I joined your group, Kelly, last August. I tried carnivore one time before, like maybe a year prior, and the week ended in tears, and I was like, I couldn't do it. And now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, I have so much more information now, and I understand why it didn't work the first time. I was eating like very high protein because we eat a lot of salmon and moose because we live in Alaska, we hunt and we fish, but I was eating just like super high protein, no fat. I'm like, that makes sense. So I'm so grateful to be a part of your group and have all the knowledge and the handbook and just the wealth of information on the Facebook groups,
Yes.
So yeah, I started in August because it was actually my daughter who kind of, I guess, I did it more for her, which it's funny how kids do that, right? So she's like a year and a half now, and back in August, she was just starting solids, and I knew that carnivore was like, or just at least low carb was like the best way to feed her, but I just felt like I didn't have the support for it. And then I also knew she was going to be wanting to eat what I'm eating. So I'm like, well, if I want to feed her all this food, I need to be eating it too. So that's when I knew I needed to, find a group. So that's how I got started. And then also I wanted to lose some weight after having a baby, but I was having a hard time. And I did keto and like a lot of intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Before, and that worked well for me. However, I was breastfeeding, and so I was like, I don't know, I don't feel like intermittent fasting is like the right way to do that. And then the factor that just made me try carnivore was I've never had joint pain. I'm in my 30s, and I've been like a fairly healthy person, really active. But once it was like I gave birth and my body just like flipped a switch, and I felt like I aged, I don't know how many years, but I was like, I should not be feeling this way when I'm in my 30s. Like all my joints hurt, and I've read that it could be something postpartum, but it didn't go away.
Yeah.
So then my daughter's like 8 months old, and I'm still feeling like I can't pick her up. I can't get on the floor with her. I can't, like, my fingers hurt, my shoulders hurt, my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, everything hurt. So I was kind of sick of that. I was ready to lose a bit of weight. And then my daughter was starting solids. So then here we go. I started carnivore, and I think my joint pain was gone in like 3 days. Like it was just like, oh, okay, well, there's the answer, So that was amazing. And then I think I lost 20 pounds, maybe I have it written down here. Maybe in the first 4 months, I'd lost about 20 pounds.
Awesome.
So super happy with that. I think I've lost maybe 15 inches from all my measurements that I've taken, So really happy with that. Maybe I want to lose 10 pounds someday, but right now I'm happy where I am. This is easy. This is working. I don't have the mental capacity to track my calories right now, or to, make sure I'm eating the right amount. As long as I know that I'm eating the good food, I'm like, I feel like I'm on the right track. So I've been on SSRIs of one type or another for the last 12 to 13 years. Like going to therapy, seeing a psychiatrist, just really struggled with depression for like my whole adult life. And carnivore gave me that final like piece of confidence, or like it was almost like the final piece of the puzzle. I was like, you know what? I think I can get off of my medication if I have carnivore. So in February, I finished like going off of my last SSRI, and I don't have to take a single thing any day. Like every day I take my vitamin D, and that's it. And that just it feels so simple and great. And I mean, I did it with the help of a psychiatrist. My family could tell you, I have not been perfect. I can't say like, I have not eaten a single bite of something that's not carnivore, since last August, but I have done so much better than I thought I ever could. Like, I'm not a meat eater. I never have been. I've always liked vegetables and carbs. And I just can't believe that I'm eating as much as I am, and like for the most part I am. It's just like every now and then, yeah, a bite sneaks in and then I regret it the next day. And like we just move forward. But it's been a really good healing process for me. One last thing is growing up, I definitely struggled with some disordered eating, and I was pretty hard on my body with like physical activities. I was like competitive with sports and stuff, and then trying to also like outrun my like some binge eating. And so like it was just, I don't know, my body was taking a huge toll. And so to now be able to eat and to not feel anything afterwards. I know it sounds weird, but like to not have to like go take a nap after you eat a good meal, and you're just like, I'm just ready to keep going with my day. And then to like be able to do all these activities with my daughter that I always looked forward to doing with the child. Like I love hiking, I love lifting, I love running, skiing with my daughter. And like carnivore really, I feel like it fuels me the best for that. I feel like the amount of activity I do, like I wouldn't be able to eat enough non-carnivore food to like really fuel myself and feel good enough.
Yes.
I don't know if that makes sense, but I just feel like it's like the best way to fuel my body for everything that I need to do in a day. And it doesn't make me feel sluggish. It doesn't make me feel like I need to go take a nap. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it does make sense. So I used to have some disordered eating. I was never officially anorexic or bulimic, but sometimes I would eat and immediately feel very gross afterwards and feel, again, like you said, really tired. And then I would feel this sense of guilt because what I ate, I often knew really wasn't best for me. And my body was confirming, like, you don't feel good. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to, like, it gave me the feeling of I don't want to eat again. I shouldn't eat. I shouldn't have eaten. Or
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could get rid of this. That was what I
Yes.
very frequently had. So, food, my relationship with eating was not good because eating didn't make me feel energized and happy. And
Yep.
now when I eat, I have no desire to get rid of it. I feel good. So it makes me feel like, okay, I just fueled myself because I needed to, and it had the nutrients I needed, and there's no guilt. There's no
Yes.
ick. There's no need for the nap. It's just, I gave my body what it needed. And I think
Yeah.
that's what you're describing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I used to, yeah, I'd like go work out, and all I could think about while I was working out was how awful I felt because of X, Y, and Z that I had eaten earlier, or like, oh, I haven't eaten in a day and a half, and this is why I feel horrible. And now I'm like, I feel so good.
Yes.
And I know it's because I had like a steak for lunch, or and it's never, I don't know. Yeah, I used to have so much guilt around food, and I don't know what the future holds. I don't know. Some people are like, are you going to be carnivore forever? I'm like, I don't know. That sounds like a really big commitment right now,
Yep.
but I know that it makes me feel really good currently, and my daughter loves it. My husband's doing it,
Huh.
and it feels sustainable.
Yeah.
And every time I go off of it, or if I have something that's not carnivore, I pay for it the next day and I don't feel as good. And it makes me not want to go do all these activities that I've always wanted to do with my future children. I'm like, well, so the food doesn't seem worth it then if it's going to keep me from like living the life that I want to live. So,
I think a lot of people are going to relate to you because if somebody like me shows up like, I love it, and from day one, I never had anything else again, and I know I'm going to eat this way forever, most people are like, not relatable. Okay.
yeah.
But to hear somebody say, I've had to go back, I've gone back some, and I know that doesn't feel as good. And it
hmm
makes me want to do that less. But I'm
hmm
still not ready to say, I'm never going to do it again. And I'm still
hmm
not ready to talk about the rest of my life. There are very few things that I want to commit to for the rest of my life. That
Right.
seems daunting, even if it's things I like. Like, I enjoy riding my bike. I don't want to have to do it every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't like it. So for me, it doesn't feel daunting. It's just, yeah, I know what I felt like. I've tried those foods. I don't see any reason that I would do it again.
hmm
But like you said, because I'm feeling good and it does feel sustainable, I know that I can do it today.
Yep.
And for people to realize, I don't know what I'll be eating 10 years from now, but I know what I'm going to eat today because I know how I want to feel today.
Yeah.
I think that's huge. I think a lot of people probably don't hear that very often and need to.
Well, I hope it's helpful because I feel like I'm recovering from being an all or nothing person. And like that's gotten me honestly pretty far in a lot of areas of my life, like being an all or nothing, pushing so hard, like afraid to miss one day because then I feel like you know, the whole thing is a failure. And so to just look at carnivore like um I have a really hard time doing my commitments each month because I'm like, what if I don't get one day? Like I'll feel like a failure. So I think more of like your coach Nanette, she had that post about happy bonuses at one time. And I'm like, you know what? I need to look at things as happy bonuses. This is another day. I ate carnivore and I feel great. That's a bonus. And then also like choose your hard. Like some days, okay, I'm going to have more dairy. I know that my knees are going to hurt when I wake up in the morning. However, that's the hard I'm going to choose. I'm going to have more dairy today. I'm going to pay for it tomorrow. And then I'm going to, make a better decision tomorrow or, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll choose my hard tomorrow. So I don't know, both those things have been helpful for me because I am an all or nothing person. So it's hard for me to be like, I'm going to be carnivore every day for the rest of my life. I mean, even getting like 10 days in a row can be hard for me without a bite of something that's not carnivore or like not a sugar-free sweet taste or something. But I'm just happy that I've made it as far as I have and I've had the success that I've had.
You've gotten freedom from joint pain that was keeping you from living the life that you wanted. You've released some weight, and you've done this without feeling like I must be perfect. You've done this without tracking your food. You've done it without having to make it, let me get my macros just right. You have, for right now, as a mama to a little one, made this work for your life right now while you can still get the results to lower those meds, to feel good, to move well. I think it's wonderful. There are stories where from day one, people are like, got this. And then there are times where it's like, you know what? I'm getting really great results and I'm not ready to do all of the things, but the things I do get, that walk that I get in, that's a happy bonus. I made it to the gym, that's a happy, and we start to see it as a reward to ourselves. A full day of carnivore is a reward to yourself because you feel good instead of feeling like, gotta check this thing off of my list.
Yeah.
It's become a happy bonus. I love that Nanette says that too. Thank you,
Yeah.
Heidi. That's great. So for anybody watching today, I think you've heard 3 very different stories of how people came to carnivore and how it's working for them. Some of it's about weight and some of it is very much not. But I do think a big piece of the puzzle is finding people who get you, who understand why you do what you do, getting to troubleshoot with people, share your wins and your struggles. So I'm grateful that y'all helped to bring some people from YouTube into the conversation today. And if y'all would like to work with all of us and come hang out and share face to face, we would love to have you. And until then, we will see y'all next Saturday. Bye, everybody.